In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. Javed Iqbal Sahab, a surgeon doctor, maybe he's still practicing. He has become a very good motivational speaker, and I heard a lecture of him. He said certain golden words of Michael Jackson. He said that once Michael Jackson was there in front of big crowd as he usually used to do, and then the people wanted to listen to him. Obviously he was going to say certain words of wisdom to that crowd prior to singing his song, prior to his performance, prior to his professional performance. He There were lots of applauses, unstoppable almost. Then he said, "Stop, listen." He said that I know every one of you and maybe everyone else in the world want to become a rich person. And I know that almost every one of you want to become a famous person as well. But let me tell you that it's not as important to become a famous person or a very rich person or a very famous person unless you know that what will you do with that? What will you do with that? There are people who want to become rich. Almost everyone else want to become rich. There are people who want to become famous and everyone else want to become famous. Ask them, or we need to search prior to asking someone else. We need to search it from we ourselves that what is the purpose behind it. Why I want to become a rich person? Why I want to become a famous person? The answer will be that so that I could eat from the very famous, very expensive restaurants. I could wear the finest of clothing, dresses, so that I could live in the greater house, so that I could ride the finest of vehicles, so that I could sit, I could make friends with the rich and famous people in the world. So that it seems is the purpose behind becoming a rich person and a purpose behind becoming a famous person. To be true, it is not such a good and strong purpose at all. Not a good, strong and purpose at all. Because, because I am of the view. Now I am talking about myself, my opinion. Prior to telling my opinion, Michael Jackson says that you need to know that why you want to become a rich person, that why you want to become a famous person. You need to know, you need to think, you need to search out. But I think that whatever I did tell about why we want to become a rich and famous person, eating from the most expensive restaurants, wearing the finest of dresses, and then riding the finest of vehicles, living in the most expensive houses, making friends with the making friends with the rest of the rich and the famous people. I think that is not a good purpose at all. That is something very inferior. And for this purpose alone, trying to become a rich and famous person, if at all somebody does become, if at all somebody does succeed in becoming a rich and famous person, I think it is of no use at all. It is of no use at all, and it is of very little use at all. And that is the reason that once the people become rich and famous people, they don't feel satisfied enough. Sometimes they turn to drugs. Sometimes they turns to drugs, and sometimes they are seen doing certain other things as well. So I am of the view that this is not a strong purpose at all. This is not a very good purpose at all. But it doesn't mean that if at all we are a rich and famous people, we cannot eat whatever we want to, and we cannot wear whatever we want to. We cannot live in the houses we want to. We cannot ride the vehicles we want to. We cannot meet the people, the kind of people we want to meet. I think it is not prohibited as well, but making it as a purpose of becoming a rich person, I think that is a very very weak purpose, and that is a very very weak cause, and we don't need to become a rich and famous person just because of this reason. I think that we need to become a genuinely happy person, and a genuinely happy person might not be in need of that much of the money and the fame, and those who are famous and rich, they might not be having the happiness on the one hand. Plus, I think that we, the people who want to become a rich and famous people, their purpose will become much much stronger, and inshallah, their probability will increase a lot as well. Only if at all they think that I want to become a rich and famous person because I want to bring change, the positive change in the life of many many people, in the life of many many people. I want to bring a positive change, and that is my purpose. That is my purpose of becoming a rich person. That is my purpose of becoming a famous person or an influential person. I think this is a much much stronger purpose as compared to just that I want to do what I want to do. I want to do whatever is possible without whatever is possible with the money. I think that is not a very strong purpose at all. So I think we need to know the purpose. What do I want to become a rich person? Why do I want to become a famous person? And this should be, I repeated that eating whatever we want is not prohibited. Wearing whatever we want is not prohibited. Living in the houses, the type of houses we want to live, it is not prohibited at all. But it's much much more important that if at all we do have, along with that, if at all we do have the purpose that I shall be serving the needy people, the poor people, so that they could eat, so that they could wear, so that they could maintain, so that they are able to maintain their health, so that a kind of jobs and a livelihood is created for those people, so that the sick are treated well. So I think that should be the purpose of becoming a rich and a famous person. So these were the golden words I shared with you. I heard it from someone else and I shared it with you. Thank you.